It is Christmas Day. I thought I would just pop into the shop here and do a quick video on some of my Jada Diecast collectibles. These are just spectacular little micro machine sized die-cast cars. In fairness, they're probably just a little bigger than a micro machine would be. There's a size comparison here. Maybe they're pretty similar actually in size. But they cover a lot of different licenses and franchises, and that's one of the things I really appreciate about them. So you've got the original Batman from the 60s. And then the Michael Keaton Batman, Batmobile, the Penguin Duck, and the Penguin Ride. Got the Batman, the most recent movie. Back to the Future. I would have just loved to have something like this as a kid. I would have played with that a lot. And you've got the Jurassic Park series. You've got a helicopter, and the Wrangler, and the Explorer. Got the Transformers Michael Bay franchise. So you've got a couple versions of Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. This is, I think, one of the first ones that I found on pegs years ago, and I almost bought it a couple times. I just kind of felt like $7.99 for 3 die-cast little cars was a little rich for my blood. But once I realized how many different franchises and styles that they were going to cover, it was more fun to collect at that point. I really like this G1 Transformers, and I think that this was a big miss. They spent a lot of time making Fast and the Furious cars, and I think that they should have been making just countless variants of Transformer vehicle modes. I mean, they could have done so many different, and there's so many different kinds that are like Blue Streak and Prowler. They're the same cards, different paint jobs. You could have done different Seekers, like Thundercracker and Skywarp. So there was a lot of missed opportunities with this. Same with the G.I. Joe. I mean, like a Snowcat, a die-cast Snowcat, that is spectacular. That is definitely one that I would have hoped for, and to find it here in this packaging, this is awesome. Then the Vamp and the Hiss Tank. And then you've got the Fast and the Furious, and they've actually got lots and lots and lots of these. I try not to over-represent much of anything in my collection, so I didn't really want 5 or 6 different packages of Fast and the Furious. But I definitely wanted it represented in my collection, and so I went ahead and picked this one up. And then they have the Harry Potter, the triple decker bus, and the flying Ford car. And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that these two here were the last two that I've seen that were new releases. And it seems like they released this a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and I still see all of these hanging on the pegs, but I don't see anything new coming. And I would really have loved to have found more and more and more of these. Now, something that they have continued on with is nano scenes. So the first one was the Toretto house, and it expands into a bigger place. That it's not just what you see here, but it does display very nicely as a new and packaged collector. I really like the way that this displays in the packaging. And then the second one to be released, I believe, was the Jurassic Park front gate. And a critique I have for this is, in the movie, it was a pair of Explorers, not an Explorer and a Jeep. And the Jeep isn't exactly scaled to the Explorer correctly. It's a little oversized. So I would have much preferred to have seen two Explorers, not an Explorer and a Jeep. And then the next one was the Race Across the Tracks. And again, as a new and packaged collector, this looks awesome. You've got the guardrails that are coming down that are being shattered as they drive through them, displayed as they're kind of coming down off of a jump over the tracks, the train, and again, that's just what they're showing here in the display. I mean, like, there's more train, there's more road, it all builds together into more than what you see, but it does display nicely as a new and packaged collector. And then the next one that I found was the Toretto Garage and Grocery Store. That's really cool. And then the last one that I've seen is the Back to the Future Clock Tower. And this is a new casting. They didn't have this in the Back to the Future little 3-pack, but that's really cool. I tell you, it seems like, I mean, they already had a 3-pack for this. They had 3-packs for this, and a 3-pack for this. So it doesn't look like they're really departing from what they have. I think that they do have a turtle lair, but it's not. It's an older turtle lair, so it doesn't quite look like the dioramas that I have. They could do a Harry Potter, but I wouldn't be all that excited about it. G.I. Joe, maybe have like a G.I. Joe base with some battle scenes going on. That would be cool. But I'm trying to think, you could do a Batman lair, which that would actually be pretty cool to see the Batcave and have the Batmobile in it. So that would be pretty awesome, and I could see them doing that. But I tell you what, I would really love to see them do. I would really love to see them do a Home Alone diorama with the house in the front and then the driveway, the pizza delivery car having knocked over the little statue, maybe Marv and Harry's white van parked out front. That would be an amazing little diorama nano scene. And honestly, I don't know why they didn't do the 3-pack of that. They could have done the pizza delivery car, the Wet Bandits little utility van, and for a third vehicle, they could have done one of the vehicles that was in the garage, the station wagon. They could have done a police car from the police officer stopping and knocking on the door. So there's definitely a third option for vehicles to put in a 3-pack. That would have been spectacular. They could do Knight Rider with car and kit and, I don't know, something else. I tell you what, I know that they're probably past being able to do a Dukes of Hazzard car, but having the General Lee and then a tow truck and the sheriff's car, that would be pretty awesome. So I'm really excited that they seem to be continuing the nano scenes, but I'd also like to see them do more of these 3-packs. And it seems like they're not creating new ones, they're just selling more and more of the ones that they've already been selling. But that's not all that I have from Jada. They have these 1/24 scale cars with a figure, and so these are really cool. I have every variant of the Batmobile that they have released. And then I only have so much room, and I have gotten rid of a bunch of ones that I did have, but I still have the Deadpool taco truck, an Optimus Prime, Nemesis Prime, and a crossover Optimus Prime from Ghostbusters. And I have Scooby and Shaggy and the Mystery Machine, and then each variation of the DeLorean Time Machine. And then they also make 1/43 scale cars. So I've got Smokey and the Bandit, Time Machine. I've got Knight Rider, several Back to the Future cars. I even have a Flintstones car. So that's pretty awesome. Well, that is my Jada collection. And they seem to be making more and more really awesome stuff. I hope that they continue to push out more stuff. It'd be even pretty awesome if they started doing some die-cast airplanes as well. We can hope. Alright, well, thanks for checking out my videos. Hopefully, we will catch you in the next one.
That was awesome! Yes! That's awesome!
That's pretty cool, I guess.
Are you gonna be a dork your whole life? Hope not.
I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly. I offer a complete and utter retraction. The imputation was totally without basis in fact and was in no way fair comment and was motivated purely by malice. And I deeply regret any distress that my comments may have caused you or your family. And I hereby undertake not to repeat any such slander at any time in the future.